All right, everybody, welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Tuesday, May 31st, 2:01 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. The market is getting over Stockholm syndrome. I mean, ultimately, the indicators are pretty good for Bitcoin in the altcoin market, but can we believe it? It's been getting its ass handed to it for a while. It's given a lot back, but right now, things are looking good. I've actually found that some people are talking about support groups because they can't deal with anything good happening. Anyway, so maybe something good is happening. It's a very interesting moment, okay? So, BitcoinReview.com got more for you there. As always, check out the link for blockchain education there. Maybe you might want to join the team. Come join the chat. There's signals, all kinds of amazing stuff. Watch the infomercial there. Use my affiliate link. Join the team. Love to see you there. Now, looking at the market in general here on FinViz, it is not a positive day for the Dow, NASDAQ, or the S&P 500. Not devastating, but not necessarily powerful either, okay? Let's look a little bit deeper. Bitcoin trading volume explicitly last 24 hours has been 4 billion and 4 billion, basically 4.8 billion. Not bad at all. Coinbase almost broke a billion. Like seeing that. Binance is top dog at 3 billion. Nice trading volume, well over 3 billion. I like what I'm seeing. Pretty darn rocking. That's really profound trading volume for this day after a holiday weekend. Also, Bitcoin did not totally go potty over the holiday weekend. Not completely, at least. That's kind of good. And as we all know this morning, it's looking pretty darn good. Let me bring my microphone a little bit closer here. All right, looking at spot trading pairs on the big exchanges. Volume today so far is not super incredible. But what I like seeing is that Bitcoin trading volume is rather good. But spot trading volume, it's not super incredible. But what I like seeing is all the green here. It's been increasing all day. That's a wonderful thing. So low volume, not even big numbers as far as increase, but they are happening. And if you look at the 7-day graph, we've begun to move positive. I like seeing that. Bitcoin and the top 100. Bitcoin right now is coming in at 31,780. Bet you didn't think you'd see that again. Well, that's kind of how it is with Stockholm syndrome. You just kind of believe that nothing good can happen, and well, then one day it does, and you can't accept it. So we're all working together. It's kind of a support group. Maybe we'll all meet on Telegram or Discord later, and we can uh, we can talk about it. Anyway, looking at the top 100. A mix of green and red, a lot of neutrality, but definitely waves. Waves is doing pretty darn good today. Cardano doing very, very well. It's had a hard time recently, that's for sure. So if you're on waves or Cardano, you're doing quite well. Kasuma is doing pretty darn good. Kava is doing rather well. Some things are definitely in the red. It's a mix. It's been volatile, so not a bad way to start the real week, which didn't really start Monday. It started today after holiday weekend. We're not doing too bad. Chain is up 6%. I like seeing that. XCN, good coin. Now, BitMEX position calculator. This is blockchain whispers. I kind of called that wrong. This is blockchainwhispers.com. This is very interesting. Looking at Binance for longs versus shorts for Bitcoin. 54% long, and then shorts are 45%. Rather tight ratio there, rather low. Not too optimistic. In general, a long bias, but it's not really too sparky of a long bias. I think most people think we've probably gotten about as far as we're going to go before some sideways or a bit of a retrace. Definitely possible. Not seeing profound optimism on the Binance crew. Well, with the Binance crew, where a lot of the massive volume really is. Looking at the same thing for Ethereum over at Binance, 62% long, 37% short. Definitely a long bias for Ethereum, though. Looking at the big stuff, looking at crude oil, basically coming in at 114 today a barrel, above all important moving averages, continues to move upwards. There you go. Dollar strength index was crunching a little while ago. We're not looking too well. Got below the 20 WMA, but now it seems to be bouncing off the 50 moving average. That's rather interesting. And as we see that pump, we also, if we look down here, we see a dumping gold, and we see over here, so the middle, bottom, dumping gold, then the bottom right. So bottom middle, gold, bottom right is silver. They're dumping because the dollar strength index is kind of pumping. S&P 500 definitely having a bit of an indecisive candle today after really running up at the end of last week. Let's look at the Dow. How's the Dow looking? Dow looking okay. Red candle today, but we'll see how this kind of rolls. And then what? How about the Dow Jones Industrial? How's that looking? Indecisive red candle, and then of course the RUT, Russell 2000. Always going to look at. Yeah, red candle. So in general, big market not opening super strong today, which is rather interesting because with that, with a gaining dollar strength index, dumping gold and silver, and the traditional market not really opening. It's not dumping, but it's not open with like it's not roaring on its open. It's not pumping on its open. Kind of surprised that we're seeing Bitcoin kind of hang in there at all. It's interesting how even oil, U.S. Oil spot is kind of a little bit in the red today, down a dollar or two. So looking at the Tech 100, as you can see here, it's kind of got a red candle today. So in general, market, is just not exactly rocking. But Bitcoin, on the other hand, is kind of interesting today. So if we look here, this is where it's a 45-minute chart, but it's going way back to like 10th of May. So let's measure this here. And you can kind of see where date range. You can see where Bitcoin has kind of been. Well, I'm gonna leave it go right about here. Okay, for 19 days, 4 hours and 30 minutes or so, Bitcoin, give or take a few little bursts above and below, has been in this tight range. And I find this to be something that the whales do. The red up here is what they sell. The green at the bottom is where they buy. They're putting 100K automated trades in, oftentimes with leverage, and they're just making shit tons of money. And they're on the conference calls, so they know when things are going to happen. And they're just making lots of money. The sideways market frustrates the retail trader, especially when they keep getting little fake outs here where you can see like, oh, this is going to be it. We're going to be looking good. Oh, maybe not. Oh, crap. Let's go. Good day. Good day. Oh, shit. Okay, how about now? Yeah, I'm feeling so good about myself. Oh, yeah, I'm really happy. This is awesome. Well, if we look at it, this is pretty good. Maybe we're going to see some incredible action here. I mean, we have broken above this range that we were stuck in. We've been there for a little while. We've been above the 200 moving average now for 1 day, 21 hours, basically almost 48 hours. We're seeing where we've been above that. That is a wonderful thing. So being above 12 hours starts really helping alts and starts giving more likelihood that Bitcoin will stay above the 200 moving average and continue an upwards trend. 24 hours is good. 48 hours is even better. So we're starting to find also some sideways support here. And if we pull a little bit more time in, you can see where Bitcoin right now is running up against, in my opinion, really kind of to be expected support and resistance right there where it's had it before. So let's see what happens. Is Bitcoin going to continue its upwards, its cruise upwards, or are we going to go back into this range again? It's kind of hard to tell, but what I can see, why I'm kind of feeling positive about this, why I'm sort of trying to talk to my therapist about Stockholm syndrome, is this, the daily chart. Now I do this Fibonacci sequence and I go way, way back to like the 13th of March, 2020. And you can see this beautiful run up, and it really is, this fib sequence really is pretty sticky. It's covering a lot of time, and the price action does really truly reflect it. We have many times, bounced off the 618, and of course the 618 to the 650 is what I call the golden pocket. As you can see here, I'll try to do this as quickly as I can here. We'll rock through this because today, even though it's somewhat exciting, it's kind of also boring. The market kind of, but as we can see, here's the 618 golden pocket between 618 and 650. We've bounced off that many times. Recently, we kind of got down into it. We even bounced off the bottom of the 650, but right now we're moving upwards. It's beautiful. You can maybe see the range here that we've been in. That range kind of copies over from the other chart, and you can see what's been going on here on a daily chart. Now, dig this. This is a big deal. Daily MACD is just phenomenally great. Histogram's opening in the right direction. I love what I'm seeing. It's positive. That really is good stuff. So we're making this beautiful move off the 618 golden pocket. Now it's all about challenging that .5 and getting above that. We have gotten above the 20 WMA here on the daily chart, but we still do have a ways to go before we get to that 200 moving average, which would be basically getting back up to that 382 fib level from my big fib sequence, which is around 44,100. So right now it's all about, can we continue up off this 618? this upwards energons we got going here with this cool daily MACD cross. Really, the 50 moving average here, the green one, is not that far away. That's 34,780 or right around there on the daily. That's a wonderful thing. If we can get above that, we're awesome. Get above that, find support, then challenge this .5 at 36,000. We're really looking good. And right now, the daily MACD would trend towards that. We're bouncing off a very logical spot where we would bounce. So we have given a lot back, and there's no reason why we could not continue moving up. If one does not believe so, if you are of the persuasion that no, man, we got to dump hard, man. There's no way. It can't happen. We have to dump first, okay? Like there's no way. All right, I know people. Okay, so anyway, if that's your persuasion, that's totally fine. We may very well come down to the 786 before making a move up. And if you go back down on the 786 and you make your bounce, that 786 is right around 17,791 or 18,000, where many of the more bearish TA people and market analysts think we might go. So we may still go there, but right now, unless it dumps really hard, we have a very powerful daily MACD tangent, and there we go. Until I see that tangent turn negative, I'm pretty much going to be bullish for the moment. That's what the chart would imply. Anyway, why I mentioned Stockholm syndrome, and I think it's kind of important to look at, is things have sucked while Bitcoin was ranging sideways. I'm not saying people have not made money. I'm not saying it's terrible or anything, but it can be slightly difficult trading. But then again, it's been however many days it was when looking at that chart. It was like, what was that? The 19 or 20 days that it actually has been kind of ranging sideways in this range. Yeah, that's like 19 days, so almost 20 days. And it's done it longer, like 40 or 60 days before I've seen it. And it's just, it creates a difficult trading market for me personally. I'm not saying that we need to be, doomers or anything. I mean, I made money during this time, but it's just harder trading. It was riding the 618. It's up and under the 200 moving average, or above is bullish in my opinion. Below is not. These little harsh Bart Simpson patterns that you see that it's been making. I'm going to just nix all these indicators. I mean, if you look here, this stuff is very difficult, in my opinion, when you're trading. It's like this. When you keep having these BART patterns like that, and you have another one, then you have another one, then you have another one, kind of almost, that one is not quite one. And it just makes trading difficult. It's a great way to hit stop losses, etc. And it gets, it really kind of creates, it creates an environment where, like seeing the, like these top 100 all in the green and moving up, it just makes a more challenging trading environment. Always money to be made, but it's just easier when Bitcoin is healthy. Your alt trades are more, you can have more confidence in your alt trades. And right now, as we are now above that 200 moving average, and how long we've been above, I know I already looked, but let me just look one more time. We've been above the 200 moving average with strong daily backup in the charts for that for 1 day, 18 hours. Gosh, once we hit 24 hours, that's going to be wonderful. That's when you really start to get some strength. I think when we hit 24 hours or so, probably tomorrow, well, we'll hit 24 hours in a few hours, but I think tomorrow and tonight, especially market open tomorrow, if we're still solid, we really might see some alts getting some serious movement, and Bitcoin also. And the thing is, here's the deal. When Bitcoin ranges, it's not like the worst thing in the world. If it ranges, let's just say right now, it starts to range like this. Okay, let's say it starts ranging like this, like right in here, up and down, up and down, up and down. Not a big deal at all. And we have this upwards mobility here. Looking at my parallel channels here, so we start moving like this, upwards. Totally valid if we can keep it that. I'd love to see that. It's all about if you're ranging above or below the 200 moving average. To me, is what really makes easier or difficult trading. And if we can get a nice sideways action, even or a slight uptrend, staying above that 200 moving average, we're going to see some great alt opportunities, and this could be a wonderful week for trading. Now, here's another one right here I wanted to mention. If we look at the daily chart, of course, the daily chart, we see this, powerful MACD. I like what I'm seeing there, but check this out. This is a 3-day chart. 3-day chart is looking pretty spiffy. I like this. The 3-day chart is making a 20 WMA bounce. The 3-day chart, it's making a 314 moving average bounce. That's awesome. So it rode the 200 moving average, as you can see, for a while, It just could not quite hold it. It dumped down to the 314 moving average, found support, and now it's moving up. And its next kind of spot here on its path to glory, if it continues upward, will be a 20 WMA pass across above, and that's definitely slightly bullish. And the 50 moving average is not that far away. It's only around 38,600. But here's the mega big deal. I like the way everything is lining up. It makes sense with the fib, with moving averages. This is a good spot, logical place to bounce. Now check this out. This is a big deal. This makes me very happy. This helps me kind of have faith in getting over my Stockholm syndrome. Is this the 3-day MACD has a very, very positive tangent, and we could see across in the next like 3 to 9 days, 3 to 6 to 9 days. We could see it pretty darn soon. The histogram's going in the right direction. Right now, the tangent being this positive alone is very, very good. And so when did this 3-day candle just start? This 3-day candle started today. All right, so let's see what happens. Can we get that 20 WMA cross? Can we continue up? Can we get a positive 3-day MACD cross? That would be wonderful. Put your alerts in and be watching this, for heaven's sake, because when that happens, we are glorious. So here's the thing. Good things can happen. Definitely, we could see, I kind of got rid of my fib, so I'm not going to remake it right now while everybody's kind of, waiting on me here. But really, we could see that bounce down to 18,000 and a move back up. It's fine. That would definitely clear out some, weak hands, etc. You never know. The big money may desire that to happen, and if they do, they will make it happen. But right now, today, looking at things, we're looking good. This is setting up to be a good week. Bitcoin trading volume is really, really wonderful. I wouldn't worry about a dump until I see a daily tangent turn down, turn towards the negative on the MACD, and until we start running below 3 billion in volume, I think we're good to go. Bitcoin trading volume explicitly. I think this is going to be a wonderful week, looking at the direction that we are going. Last night, I interviewed Oli Demigard, an amazing character. On my other show, Radiant Creators. So if you're into that, I'm going to cut and paste that into the live chat, and I will put it as a comment too. And you might want to check this out if you have a crazy way of seeing the universe. Oli is an incredible character. We talk about the deep of the deep stuff underneath the deep state. We talk about what's in the deep state's closets. You know what I'm talking about. And basically, profound hope for the world. This guy has been studying all the evil and bad things that happen in the world and how, like, the deep state hides it and all this stuff. I mean, he's been studying the upside down world for quite some time. And as I've known him for a good number of years, he's only become more positive and more hopeful about this. About humanity is going through a peaceful revolution. We are rejecting all this nonsense. We're not believing what's being thrown at us right now. We are in the fight. If you're a Bitcoiner, if you're a crypto person, you might be feeling kind of beaten right now, but just get over that Stockholm syndrome. Continue the fight. I mean, be like this guy. This guy is so friggin' operator. There he is, firing off the multiple rocket system while he eats some chips. You know what I'm talking about? That is operator. I love that. So basically, stay operator, be tough. Let's get over the Stockholm syndrome. We have a positive market unless it turns around. And it's almost hard to believe that it can be positive because we just have kind of a crap market for like 20 days. Also, it's been Mercury retrograde for about 2 to 3 weeks. That always kind of brings people down. It turns direct on the 2nd. Interesting. Thank God it's almost here. You may feel some levity. And remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist cries. Take care.